everybody, it's Holly, and thank you for joining me on Smile by Holly. It's great to have you here. So let's just jump right in and I'll show you the craft that we're going to be making today. Now, I couldn't figure out a creative name for this, so I'm calling it a framed box inside a box. So yeah, you'll see what I mean though when I go to open this up. But once again, I'm using Treasure Box Designs clip art. And can I just say, I am so in love. Look at that little crab. Isn't he cute? And I popped him up to make him dimensional. And it says, by the sea. And he is just so cute. He's so cute and crabby. And then this one says, hello, summer. And I popped that up 3 times. I think the dimension really adds, especially when it's on the front of a project. But let me show you what this is. So once again, it's a framed box inside a box. So you pull this out. And I've got the cute little clip art that goes with that little crab by the sea. And it's just in this little box. So I've made it dimensional so it pops. And then I've added an easel onto the back to help this little box stand up. And I just think it's so cute. It stands up. It comes out from there, and there's that little cute little summer girl sitting by the sea with her pail and shovel. Isn't that just so cute? Those two go together just so adorable. But yeah, this is just a framed box within a box. And I'm sure that you could either make some framed clip art like I did, or you could just put a treat inside of this little box and then close it up. Anyway, so let's show you this one. This one says, hello, summer. And I've just closed it with some Velcro dots. I've added the little bow here. I've just made some hole punches and then popped a bow in just to add a cute little element. But this opens up, and then this one has, look at this cute little umbrella girl. She's sitting under the umbrella with her seashells and her sandals. And I think that's so cute. Once again, this one also has the easel on the back. So this could sit on your desk. It could sit in your room. Just so many different possibilities. So what do you think of those? Aren't they just so cute? Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can use double-sided cardstock, and you can see that I use that here. So the inside of the box also has that design. Or here I just used basic white cardstock, and then I cut a piece of paper that was just slightly smaller than the box, and I put that on the front. So I think both ways actually turned out really cute. Which one do you like better? So I'm going to give you the measurements for the frame, the boxed frame, and then the actual box that the frame goes in. And then you can decide what you want to put into your little box frame. So let's just get started. What you'll want is you want to start out with 2 pieces of paper. The first paper is going to be for our box frame, and this is going to be 6 by 6. And then you'll want a piece of paper, and this is for the actual box. You'll want a piece of paper that is 9 5/8 by 7 1/8. Okay, 9 5/8 by 7 1/8. Now let's go ahead and bring our scoreboard in. Okay, so let's start out with the 9 5/8 inch side. What you'll want to do is you want to score it at 1/4 of an inch. So 1/4, and that's just a tiny little score. At 7/8 of an inch. At 5, and at 5 1/2. Okay, then go ahead and turn your paper to the 7 1/8 inch side, and you want to score it at 1 3/8, at 2, at 6, and at 6 5/8. Okay, so that's for that piece. Bring in your 6 by 6 while we have our scoreboard out. And you want to score it at 1/2 an inch, and at 1, at 5, and at 5 1/2. And then go ahead and just turn it a quarter and do those exact same scores. So 1/2 inch at 1, at 5, and at 5.5. Okay, boom. We are done with the scoreboard. So let's go ahead and start out with our 6 by 6 piece of paper. What you'll want to do is you just want to cut out these 3 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, leaving just the 1 square right here, which is going to be our tab. So cut out the 2 squares right there on the bottom, and then this 3rd square. Let me show you. Okay, so that's what it's looking like, okay? And then you're going to cut up this side because this is going to be our tab, so you want it to bend. Okay, so cut out the other 3 squares. So right here, and right here. It kind of looks like a zigzag or an M. Do you see the M right there? But then let's go ahead and cut up our score lines so that this can be our tab. Okay, now do that on the other 2 sides. So the 3 boxes, and you just want to leave that 1 box, which is your tab. Yeah, I do think it looks like an M. So right there, a little M. And then cut up on that score line because that is going to be our tab. And then let's do our very last corner here. Okay, and then let me just cut up here. And there you go. So let me go ahead and fold and burnish on all of this. And you can see how this is going to turn into a boxed frame. I'm just using type paper for this. I've already made 2 of these, so I just mostly wanted to show you the base and how to actually put this together. So my box is a little bit flimsy, but that's okay. It'll at least show you how to put this together. So let's go ahead and set this aside. We'll glue it in just a minute, but let's bring in our actual box that we're going to be making. So what you want to do is you want to put the side over here that doesn't have any scores going up and down, okay? So this on the left-hand side is the side that doesn't have the scores. It has some going across, but nothing up and down. So if you look over to this side, there's a 1/4 of an inch rectangle going here, and then a larger rectangle right here. Okay, so position your paper so you have the 1 3/8 score line down here at the bottom. What you want to do is you want to cut out these for this square, this rectangle, and this rectangle. So you can do it all at once. You can just go all the way up and then cut over. So just do it all at once, even though if you look at it, you're actually cutting out 4 of those. Can you see that? That's really hard to see. Okay, and then up at the top, we are going to be doing the same, but with just these 2 score lines, okay, the 2 outer score lines. Okay, so boom. Now this is going to be one of our tabs, and we don't need 2 boxes for the tab, so let's cut out one of those tabs. And then because this is going to be our tab, let's go ahead and cut up on that score line. Now one thing I like to do with my tabs is I like to give a little bit of a haircut. So I'm just taking off, see that tiny little bit of paper. By doing a teeny tiny cut right there, it makes it so that your tabs will fold in just beautifully. So there's our little tab. Now we can cut out these two long rectangles. Okay, and we're just going to go nice and slow and do it together. Next, cut out these two long rectangles. Okay, and then we're going to mimic this one. We're going to make another tab that is right here. So this has the two squares. We can get rid of one of them. And then we'll cut up that slit because that is going to be another tab. Give it a little tiny haircut. Boom. And boom. Okay. And then you just have these two rectangles left, and we're going to leave those. Now come on down here to these two bottom rectangles, and this is the 1 3/8 inch rectangle. We're going to cut those out. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it all the way out and go through the first score line to the second score line. Okay, so cut all the way out on that very first score line. Cut all the way up, all the way through that score line right there, and then we can cut up. Okay, let me see if I can show you. Do you see those score lines? So we cut out the bottom two score lines. This is the one that was 1 3/8, and this is the 1/2 inch score line. We just cut all the way through. We cut through the first score line and went over to the second score line. So this is what our base looks like. Now I'm going to go ahead and round my corners. So do a little bit of corner rounding. This isn't necessary, but I find that the box cover folds up much nicer if you round your corners. And that corner is not rounding. So it's not rounding, so we're going to round it ourselves. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and round these corners. It's really funny. I don't know why my paper rounder was not rounding. I must have not had it in there enough. You know, you have to really, yep, I don't have it in there enough. So we will round it ourselves. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of all these scraps. So this is what our box looks like, and this is what is going to house our framed box. So let's go ahead and make our frame first. Bring in your 6x6 piece of paper, and we've kind of got everything folded and creased and burnished. Go ahead and just put glue on your tabs. My glue came out way too fast. That's a lot of glue. I have enough for 4 tabs, so there you go. Okay, we've got glue on all of our tabs, and we're just going to put our tabs up and then hold it for just a minute. So hook your tabs together. This is pretty much no-brainer. It's really easy. If you've ever made a box before, this will come together with just such simplicity. Okay, I'm just kind of holding that there. Now, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and put glue on these tabs, and they are just going to then fold down inside of our box. So I'm just bending them backwards so I can get the glue on them. Okay, so they're all kind of facing outwards. Let's go ahead and put glue on all of these. And then we're just going to fold it down and over. So up and over and down. Okay? And up and over and down. And it just creases in there just perfectly. Just going to hold this for a minute. And this goes up and over and down. I probably should have used a little bit thicker cardstock. This is so flimsy, and I don't think I would ever make a frame out of just printer paper. So, but anyway, you get the idea, right? You get the idea. Okay, so there is our framed little box. Okay, now bring in your box envelope. What we're going to do is fold. Let's go ahead and fold on all of our score lines. Go ahead and fold on everything. Now, this part that has the 1 3/8 inch score is going to be where our top flap is. So right here, this is the flap that goes over the top. Okay, do you see that? So that's going to be up here at the top. Let's go ahead and right here on this score line, we are going to put some glue and just fold your paper over so it's in half. Have it meet up with that score line. Line it up so it's nice and even, and then just press it down. Okay, and then when you make it shape, there is your perfect little box. Now these two pieces at the bottom, the tabs are just going to fold in, and then because we made that round, look how easy that folds up. And then this is going to be our top flap. Now what I did is I went ahead and I punched 2 holes right here, and I threaded a cute little ribbon through there because I thought that just kind of gave it a cute touch. You can do that, or you can just use the Velcro dot, which is holding our little box closed. So the ribbon does nothing to hold the box closed. It's just more for show, okay? But I do think it added. But now you would just go ahead and you would put your Velcro on there and close up your box. And there you have it. Let's go ahead and put in our little framed box. And it should fit down in there just nice and perfect. See how that's just slid in? And there you go. So there are our cute little boxes. What do you guys think? Easy peasy? Well, I hope so. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. It was wonderful to have you. If you got some value out of today's video, give me a big thumbs up. I would also love to have you subscribe to my channel. So go have fun crafting, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye, everybody.